What's up, world-renowned family? We are back again. We're continuing in the Sales Success book by Brian Tracy. We're going to be diving into chapter 13. No, I'm sorry. We're going to be diving into chapter 12. I almost cheated you guys. I almost cheated you. And in chapter 12, we're going to be talking about 3 keys to persuasion. 3 keys to persuasion. Now, persuasion does not have to have a negative attachment to it, because every day we are persuading or being persuaded. So Grant Cardone says, sell or be sold, persuade or be persuaded. Exact same thing. If you are watching our videos for the very first time, make sure that you go back, find subsequent videos or find previous videos, and we'll have videos following this one that talks all about sales success, real estate industry, just life in general, whatever it is. I'm sure that we have something for you. But right now we've been going through the Sales Success book, a fantastic resource that I believe every sales professional should have in their library. So we're going to jump right in to chapter 12, the 3 keys to persuasion. So it talks about all types of things that psychologists have found as far as tips and triggers that we can use to persuade customers and clients to act almost immediately. These are the same tactics that major companies pour millions of dollars into every year to get us to make buying and purchasing decisions in a matter of 30 to 60 seconds when we watch commercials. A lot of this is the same science that goes into the Super Bowl ads that get the best returns when people actually buy, not just the oohs and the ahs. So we want to use proven sales triggers. There are certain psychological triggers that you can pull in the sales conversation that will cause the customer to buy from you almost immediately. Now, if you're like me, you're like, Neil, stop talking, just tell me what the triggers are so I can go out and use them immediately. I want to stress to you guys right now, to hear them one time is not going to be enough, so you're probably going to want to watch these videos 2 or 3 times. Also, go out and get the Sales Success book, add it to your library. I promise you will thank me later. Even if not in person, I know you'll be doing so as your sales increase. So one of the sales triggers, so we're going to talk about them here, but a line that says here says, research shows that each customer has deep subconscious needs that must be satisfied before a purchase decision is made. Now, I don't think that we as sales professionals, we as real estate agents, often think about our prospects on the subconscious level and needs that need to be satisfied before making a purchase decision. But if you think about all of the top sales professionals in any industry across the world, they understand that research shows that each customer has deep subconscious needs that must be satisfied before a purchase decision is made. And those top professionals, they're going out and they're satisfying those needs before beginning the sales process. So the first one is the power of reciprocity. The first and most powerful buying influence is reciprocity. The first type of reciprocity is emotional reciprocity. If you make me feel good, I'll make you feel good. So you can trigger this feeling by being a nice person, asking good questions, listening attentively, and making the prospect feel important. So the emotional reciprocity is all about feeling, emotions. Now, for those of us, D's and I's in the selling process. That's if you're on the DISC scale. So the D's and I's, the D's and I's, we might not be emotional when it comes to the sales process. We're going to, or the D's and the C's, I apologize. We're going to be very much to the point. So you want to make sure that we open up our eyes, open up our ears, so that we can do something to make the prospect feel good. The physical reciprocity, that is the second type. We say, if you do something nice for me or give me something nice of a physical nature, I'll do something nice for you or repay you in some way. So this is an action, an act. So if you introduce someone to an important person, the chances are high that they will want to do something for you in return. Commitment and consistency. Here is another sales trigger. The second key buying influence or emotional buying trigger is called commitment and consistency. Now I want you to listen to these few statements here in this section of commitment and consistency, and just think about how it applies to your clients' customers, but also think about how it applies to your life and what you do on a daily basis. People also strive to remain consistent with what they have done and said in the past. When you say all top companies are switching to this product or service, you trigger within your customers' minds the desires to purchase your product or service because they see themselves and think of themselves as one of the top companies. So the first statement, as far as us remaining consistent with what we've done in the past, how many of us do things on a daily basis because it's how we've always done? Exactly. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm sure you are guilty of it as well. But there's nothing wrong with you. That just means that you're wired properly and you're doing things, as psychologists say, to remain consistent and show commitment. Now the second statement, as far as that you can use this to trigger clients to take action. All the top companies are switching to this product or service. You trigger within your customers' minds the desire to purchase your product or service because they see themselves and think of themselves as one of the top companies. Here's one that I use in my business when I work with affluent clientele or international buyers or absentee owners coming into South Florida. Here's a line that I say, or that I've taken from Brian Tracy, that I've implemented into my business with astounding results. All really successful people are using my service now. So when you say that, and I will name successful people who I've worked with. So I'll just read you the full line. It says, when you say that all really successful people are using this product or service now, individuals whose self-image is tied to being successful are immediately more interested in purchasing what you are selling than they were before. And that's because they want to see themselves in the class, in that group, in that segment or targeted segment of successful people. So when my comment is that I work with highly affluent individuals and my affluent clientele use these services, everyone who wants to see themselves as affluent or want to be classified as such, we find that they are more likely to buy with me even if they had no desire prior to the conversation. What others say and do, and this ties into that last line of saying all really successful people are using this product or service now. The third major buying trigger is called social proof. It is one of the most powerful of all buying influences. I know many times I've done something just because so-and-so did it. And this goes back to when mom says, hey, if your friends jump off a bridge, would you do it too? And you probably say, yeah. That's why, because even from an early age, social proof, when we saw someone else do it, we wanted to be a part of it, especially if we could identify with the people doing it. One of the first questions that a customer asks, whether expressed aloud or not, is, who else that I know and respect has bought this product? In our case, who else that we know or trust has used their service? Think about that. And that's what makes relationship selling that we talked about in chapter 11 so pivotal and so powerful. The customer feels that if other people similar to him have bought the product or service, it must be a good choice. And that's why we want to go back into using testimonials right now. If you're watching this video testimonials are a fantastic way to reduce your customers or clients' guard, to let their apprehensions, dissipate, and say, okay, if I can see someone else talking about how awesome John was or Neil is with this service and why it's so spectacular, they are more likely to use the service, use your services. The more people who can testify to the goodness of what you sell, the safer and easier it is for an interested prospect to buy the product from you. So here's the action exercises for chapter 12. Develop 2 concrete examples of other people who have purchased your service and have been very happy with the results and benefits that they enjoyed. Talk about these customers during your sales presentation. So you can either talk about them during your sales presentation, you could have their videos play during your sales presentation, or if you only have the testimonials, you want to make sure you include those in your sales presentation. And guess what? Chapter 13, the next video, is all about making effective presentations. So that's where we'll be going in the next chapter. Until next time, if you haven't watched any of our videos, I said it at the beginning, I'm going to say it at the end. Make sure you go check us out on Facebook, YouTube, IGTV. Lots of information and resources. We want to help you get better so that you can enjoy sales success. Don't be average. Be world renowned. Love you guys. Bye. Oh. Because everyone needs a minion in their life. Minion juice. Alright. Go. Go do sales. Go be productive. Go prospect.